Right, here we go. Another edition of Can I Beat the Pole Lap? This one is a real piece of Formula One history. So, let me explain. In the 1997 season finale for the championship, the qualifying at the European Grand Prix in Jerez went down as the closest qualifying in Formula One history, having a three-way tie for pole, three drivers on the exact same lap time. Both Williams drivers of Heinz-Harald Frentzen and Jacques Villeneuve, and Ferrari driver Michael Schumacher. Jacques Villeneuve was given the pole on countback. So today we are going to try and beat that exact lap time set by all three drivers, a 1 minute 21.072 in the Williams of the eventual champion Jacques Villeneuve, and the last Williams to ever win a title. So this is their last championship winning car as we get our drift on there through the hairpin. So yeah, we're going to try and see if we can hopefully achieve the goal and keep our streak going. So far we've done 2 episodes and we are 2 for 2. We did the 2012 pole lap at Monaco, Michael Schumacher edition, and we did the 2018 German Grand Prix pole lap, Sebastian Vettel in the Ferrari. So this is going to be our first proper retro episode. I may put the black bars either side of the TV screen to make it look like the old TVs back in the day, hence why I've got the on-screen elements in the middle of the screen. But anyway, guys, like the video if you're going to enjoy this one, and as always, suggestions down below in the comments, and we're going to get things started with our first timed lap. So, got to drive these cars a lot more delicately, nothing like the downforce monsters we have today. They're all super aggressive, shaking like crazy. Got to downshift quite late, you can't just go crazy on the gearbox. Let that V10 work beautifully. Through turn 2, a lot of low speed understeer in these cars. Turn 4 should be flat, always has been in any F1 car pretty much. Turn 5. Oh, we're getting a bit of a rear lock on there on the brakes on corner entry. Using all the curb on the runoff as we head down the back straight. This is where, of course, the controversial season-defining crash happened. A bit wider on the brakes, missing the apex, and we snap on the exit of oversteer. Tyres still not fully warmed up, so whatever tyres we're on, which is a default setup, they're pretty hard right now, so they're going to be probably softer tyres we can go for. Either way, into the final part of the lap now. This is the more technical section, a bit more mechanical grip, and a bit slower into the chicane. I'll have to adjust the brake bars, got a bit of rear locking. If I get on the brakes a bit too aggressively. He does it through the kink, and now down to the hairpin. Straight line brake, otherwise we get the drifting going. And there we go. First lap on the board then. And it's going to be a 1:27.3. Okay, so quite a way to go to be fair. Gonna have to find 6.3 seconds to beat the lap, so we're gonna have to work on the setup and try to get this car a bit more agile, especially in the slow corners. So on to attempt number 2. Before we get right into it, I want to quickly say I've tried to do some research before this and to see exactly, what the rules were. I couldn't find anything regarding fuel load or tyres, so I'm assuming it was softest tyres possible and the lightest fuel load possible. So I'm going to go with that. So I've dumped the fuel for this run, I've also got the soft tyres on, and I've also adjusted the brake bias. So we're going to see how much time we can find. Hopefully the tyres, especially the fronts, can warm up and find a little bit of temperature, as that was an issue we had. We should have a bit less rear locking and drifting now and a bit more front end on the car. So let's go for a second attempt now. We also know where the limits are, so let's get to work. Turn 1, going to try and also use these curbs a bit, which are very wide. Turn 2, also try and stay tight on the curb. Easy on the exit through 3. Oh, a little bit in the grass there, so we have to just take a lift. Flat out through 4. Into 5. Carrying a bit more speed, no more rear snapping on entry this time. Down the back straight. How late do we brake for the hairpin? 100 meter board. Second gear on the apex, that's more like it, using all the curb. Can we take this one flat? There we go, that's more like it. That's a sign of a car working now. Tyres also hitting a decent bit of temp. a bit of a rear snap there. We keep it under control though. In third gear, using the higher gears, which was a bit more of a frequent thing back in the day, as these cars only had 6 gears. I've also forgot to mention that I have reduced the gearbox a little bit, so there isn't some big straights here, so we can bring the gearbox down a bit to hit the top speed a bit earlier. That was a really good lap though, really clean lap. Let's see, up to the line. 23.6. We'll go for another one. Tyres are warm, so let's make the most of it. We've got fuel, so we can go for another push. So let's go for 2 in a row here. Let's see if it makes a difference with these tyres. Keep it out the grass and gravel this time. There we go. That's more like it. Start pushing this thing a little bit. Oh, it's extremely bumpy through there. Therefore, it's actually getting a bit hot now. Nicely done through the hairpin. Easy flat. That was perfect. Early into the apex through there. A little bit wide through that one, didn't quite get the apex. To the chicane, throwing the car in early. Now the car's starting to work with these warm tyres. Flat through there, which is nice. A bit wide into the hairpin final corner, but we do get a nice bit of rotation and a nice exit. Up to the line we go. Our fuel, but we just make it with a 22.6. Right, now we're getting there. So still 1.6 seconds away. Still time to find, but we're not a million miles off, so we're getting there now. Right then, this is pretty much it. I've got the fuel on the lowest. I've increased both front and rear wing by 1. I've also shortened the gearbox a little bit more, and I've gone back on the brake bias a bit more to the rear. So we'll see how this works out. We'll move it to 57.5, so central, but this is it now pretty much. So we're gonna have to try and nail it on 1 lap. Tires are slightly cold, but anyway, away we go. Full send. Let the V10 cook. Not bad through that. Now the car feels quite agile. We'll talk a lot less, as I'm going to have to focus a lot more in certain parts of the lap. That's pretty clean. Let's try and push this hairpin a little bit. Wide there. Got some understeer, dip to wheel in the gravel. Gonna have to push down this final sector with the higher wings. See if it makes a difference. Carried way more speed through that. A little bit wide of the apex. That was nicer though. Downshift warning. A bit too aggressive on the gearbox. Ah, damn, bit wide there, got in the gravel again. Trying to fight the car through the final corner. We're not even improving, man. We're down, up to the line. We don't even go faster. Wowzers. I'll have a little look, but not sure what more I can do with the car really. This might be the first one where we fail to beat the time. Right then, I've made some small adjustments, but this is it now. So we'll do this lap, and then we'll go into silent mode and see if I can beat it. But I'm already pretty happy with the lap time I've done, so I don't know how much more we're going to find. Especially considering we didn't improve on that last run, which is a bit of a red flag. So let's try one more time. I've reduced the front wing, kept the rear wing higher up so the car's more stable. Using the more rearward brake bias to counteract. Shorter gears again. Going to try and run some higher gears through some corners and see if I can get the power down earlier. That's my only idea in terms of improving the lap time. Also staying at the gravel will help this time, of course, which did cost us some time last time around. That's pretty decent so far. Kept it clean. Hairpin time. Nice. Keeping out the gravel. Clean. This next left hand is where I've got to try and push it a bit and find a bit of time. Trying to turn a little bit later. That was better. Using the curb. Also getting the apex through there this time. And that one. This is a much better lap. Feels quicker. Whether it is quicker or not, we're about to find out. Haven't even been able to look at the sector splits. Oh, just kept out the gravel there. Final corner. Braking a little bit earlier. Trying to stay a bit tighter. Bit of a drift going on. Not exactly ideal, but we are up on our time. What's the improvement going to be? 22.1. Still a second off, man. I reckon if I can just get into a 21, that might be pretty decent, to be honest. Oof. Right, let's go into full sweat mode. If we beat this one, it's going to be a special lap. That might be it, you know. Oh, that was a really good lap as well. Yes. Oh, what a lap. Wow. In a weird way, there's somehow more time in it. I found a bit of time on the setup. Basically putting the brake bias all the way to the front and keeping the front wing higher. So basically it's very nervous on corner exit, hence why I was using higher gears, but wow, these cars are a workout, man. The full feedback's crazy, as you've seen the entire video. It's just shaking like mad. What a workout, what a challenge. They feel so rough, rustic, but satisfying when you get a lap together. Wow. Well, I was not expecting that. Here is the gearbox that I was running along with the rest of the setup. So I was running the shortest possible gearbox to basically keep the gears in and keep them nice and, you know, short and to the point. Tyres, I ran the softs. I also tweaked the pressures to 13 and 11, so front and rear. Fuel was 7 laps, which is exactly 2 laps. Like, I just ran out of fuel as soon as we like crossed the line pretty much. And then aero, I went 15 and 8. So basically I went up by 1 click on the front and the rear. Originally, I'd done my previous PB with a 14 front, so basically the car was more stable, but then I gave it a go with a higher wing, and I made up for that by keeping everything else default and adjusting the brake bias to 59, which is quite rare. Normally I was running 58 or 57 or 57.5, but I tried to put it to the front. I knew if I could limit the front locking, I might have a chance, and yeah, everything else is default, and yeah, overall, a really, really, really good lap. Anyway, let's go for the replay. Guys, hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, then smash the like button. Let's try and smash over 1,000 likes, and let me know in the comments down below which one you want to see me do next. I've got a few on the list which I know you guys want to see, and yeah, we'll get around to those over the next few weeks and months. But yeah guys, also subscribe to the channel. That's the most important thing. If you're new, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm trying to reach 100k this year, and I'm so close, only 5k away now, so I want to try and get that goal if possible, so please help me out. And yeah, down below I'll leave the mods. If I can find the car, I've had it for a long time on my computer, so I'll try and see if I can dig out the file somewhere online. But yeah, cheers for watching guys. As always, a big shout out to the members, and yeah, as always, check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them already. And yeah, cheers for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, and it's goodbye from me.